Item number YOS002. Object Class Keter. Containment Procedures. YOS002 is to be kept in a 20-meter humanoid containment chamber. No means of the cell being less than 20 meters is required. Subject must be fed twice per week and must be in a dormant state at all times. No one is permitted to enter the subject's containment chamber under any circumstances. If YOS002 attempts to escape its chamber, it must be stunned with Stunner 0026,000 to put it in its dormant state. Interviews must not be started unless approved. Description: YOS002 is an enormous humanoid entity standing about 13 meters tall. It wears a green shirt and wears dark jeans with suspenders, along with brown leather shoes, and white gloves. Subject possesses brown hair with a different style, and wears a green cap. It shows hollow eyes and a mustache with Italian descent. YOS002 shows very good intelligence and possesses various powers. Examples: super strength, superhuman jumping, etc. Subject is hostile and will impale any victim it comes into contact with if disturbed. It is mostly dormant if he's alone, but will mostly get disturbed if any life form occurs near him. YOS002 is also capable of speech, often speaking with YOS810 or YOS7448 or both. It will often refuse to speak if disturbed or simply doesn't want to. Addendum 002. 1. YOS002 was discovered walking over a large field apparently non-hostile, and Foundation staff go over to try to contain it. YOS002 immediately became hostile and terminated most of the MTF Unit 19 members. It was subdued shortly after, and was brought to Site 13 for examination. Interview log YOS002. Interviewer: Dr. Maynard. Interviewed: YOS002. Begin log.
Good morning YOS002, how are you doing today?
Who are you supposed to be, mortal?
Dr. Maynard sir, how are you doing today?
I'm doing decent, but I don't know why I'm here though, even though you psychopaths captured me and sent me to this disgrace of a place.
We sent you here so we can have a talk with you.
I don't think a talk would make me trust you.
Listen, you seem to be way too big to be a simple human being. Did you have an uncontrollable growth or something?
No, I was made this way.
That is an unusual size for a life form. In fact, dinosaurs are very large creatures compared to humans, except for you.
Well, are we done talking about this event?
No, I still have a lot of things to discuss.
Are you serious right now?
What's the matter YOS002?
I just wanted to have peace. Well, guess what?
What is it?
You'll have peace.
YOS002 then proceeds to smash Dr. Maynard to the ground and immediately decapitates him. End log. Closing statement. YOS002 was sent back to its chamber and the remains of Dr. Maynard was incinerated. Interviews have been cancelled at this time. Addendum 002. 2. YOS002 was seen apparently immobilized, and was not showing signs of movement. Researchers think the subject got terminated by someone or something else, but YOS002 is attempting to escape while not in motion. It will cause Crack to descend into another realm. This was quickly stopped by MTF Unit 6. Item number: YOS1855. Object Class: Keter. Containment Procedures. All instances of YOS1855 are to be stored within a 10-meter containment chamber. Any instance that possesses organic tissue must be terminated immediately. Any personnel that feels any effects of getting inside an instance of YOS1855 must be removed and quarantined for at least 4 days. Any YOS1855 instance that is outside of its chamber must be moved by MTF Unit 19. If any member of the unit attempts to get in the specimen is to be terminated immediately. The chamber must be polluted by an air conditioner and an air freshener in order to terminate the smelling effects from the tissue-possessing specimen. It is often quite difficult to contain every instance of YOS1855, due to some of them somehow escaping the chamber and are often found in people's homes. YOS 1855 instances that are found with organic tissue filling the inside. The house will be a containment area and is to block access from entering. If too many instances of YOS 1855 are in people's homes and gain contact to organic human tissue, most of them must be terminated. Description: YOS 1855 are a set of boxes made out of a rubber structure. They measure 4.5 meters tall, and possess some extra-dimensional properties. Instances of YOS 1855 teleport to random homes when humans are present inside. When a subject is nearby, it will use its abilities to attract the subject to go inside it. Once inside, it will alter the subject's body until it is a mass of organic tissue. The clothes will also melt away during this process until its structure is no longer present. The tissue will then be its protector from any organism. It will expel an odor of smell that can attract unsuspecting human subjects. Once they are close enough, the tissue will then connect with the skin, connecting to the mouth, and will then release a hard brown structure that has a bad smell and taste. It will then force the subject to swallow it whole. After 2 hours, the subject's body alters into another instance of YOS 1855, and will possess the same behavior as the others. These effects do not seem to affect animals, only humans will be targeted by the specimens. Addendum 01. April 17, 2002. The Foundation came to the attention of the first instance of YOS 1855 they discovered when an African American male came into contact with it. The Foundation then found it in his bedroom and has been turned into an organic tissue structure. MTF Unit 12 came to the house to investigate. They were disgusted by the smell, but was told to recover it to Site 29. April 28, 2002. The box was sent to a 3-meter cubed container to test its effects. D7835 was sent in to test the effects while the tissue is present. He started to get an urge to come closer to the specimen. The substance connect with his mouth and gave him an infection for 2 hours, until he became another box inside his cell. More instances were reported found during this event. Addendum 02. Researchers came to the notice that multiple specimens of YOS 1855 somehow escaped their chamber, and they sent a different unit of MTF guards to track them down. After this happened about 76 times, they had to be terminated by request from the 07 command. Additional notes. As of May 14, 2009, multiple personnel were reported missing while still in Site 29, or when they're on break. Addendum 03. Multiple photos were sent to personnel in order to examine the first appearance of a YOS 1855 instance. Item number: YOS 004. Object class: Euclid. Containment procedures: Object is to be kept in a closed container with a temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. No one is to let YOS 004 out of its container. Doing so will result in a termination. The container must be cleaned twice a week if approved by MTF staff. Under no circumstances is YOS 004 being tested unless with explicit permission. If the temperatures are above 4 degrees Celsius, it must be drained down to a stable temperature. If a subject devours the cereal, the cell must be in lockdown. Description: YOS 004 is a bowl filled with a cereal that resembles Reese's Puffs. It is a cereal with circular peanut butter flavoring. They seem to have a minor effect when eaten. If a subject consumes it, they will experience psychological damage. The subject might feel their body burning from the inside, in which acid must have formed inside. Their body temperature will increase. They will cough out liters of acid, and will have lungs closed tight, in which subjects are unable to breathe. Subjects will mostly die from the experience, and will eventually disintegrate completely. The reason for these effects is currently unknown. YOS 004's effect can be caused by suddenly low levels of temperature. If below 4 degrees Celsius, it will freeze the effects easily and won't affect the subject when in this state. Despite the expiration date present on the bowl, it won't experience expiration and won't decompose. YOS 004 has also been shown to disrupt people's minds, and often leads them to commit suicide on several occasions. Addendum 004. 1. YOS 004 was discovered in an abandoned store in Michigan on May 17, 1997. Agent was inside the store when suddenly he sees a bowl of Reese's Puffs and its box is open. He took it back to Site 07 to test it out to make sure it's not expired. When brought to the researchers, they decided to eat the cereal as if nothing's going to happen and they were just hungry. But one of the researchers experienced the anomalous effects of the cereal and became dead. The cereal was sent to a cell to keep it away from anyone else. Addendum 004-2. Testing log YOS 004. Subject: D7081. Begin log. D7081 was sent inside the cell.
All right, D7081, please open the fridge.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
He approaches.
Do I open this?
Yes, please proceed.
D7081 opens the fridge and takes out YOS 004.
Now please eat this delicious cereal for breakfast.
That's it? I mean, I am feeling a little hungry, so I might as well.
D7081 eats the cereal. After a long silence, D7081 felt slight pain in his chest. He was complaining about seeing some type of decomposing acid inside his stomach. The pain becomes so unbearable that D7081 had to commit suicide in order to not feel that same type of pain ever again. End log. Item number: YOS 023. Object class: Euclid. Containment procedures: the area, designated as YOS 023-1, is to be blocked access by any unauthorized personnel. Staff that are over level 3 and higher are to be allowed access with permission. Personnel are to be equipped with a walkie-talkie, a camera, and a microphone. Personnel that gained contact with instances of YOS 023-2 are to immediately evacuate. D-Class personnel that are put on death row are to be put into YOS 023 and terminated by YOS 023-2. Description: YOS 023 consists of two components. YOS 023-1 is an abandoned town located in the far reaches of Alabama. It shows no signs of disrepair and decay, and the area is completely devoid of any residents. YOS 023 can be accessed by people with reality-bending machinery. When the subject enters, they will be stuck in this area until finding an exit. YOS 023's exact measurement is currently unknown, as it stretches at an incredible distance, almost if it goes on infinitely. YOS 023-2 instances are a horde of human civilians holding potentially dangerous weaponry. They show signs of aggression and will go after visitors if they come into contact with them. Instances often emit a loud roar when attacking. They will stop this if the target is killed. Addendum 023-1. YOS 023 was discovered when a certain citizen suddenly went missing, and was tracked down by MTF Unit 67, leading to YOS 023. Personnel then secured the abandoned town, and scientists created a machine that allows them to access the town easier. Addendum 023-2. During its research, several Site-09 personnel were killed by instances of YOS 023-2. The following targets were: Agent Francois, Agent Gerald, Agent Franklin, Agent Katie, Agent Harry, and Agent Jackson. Item number: YOS 5036. Object class: Keter. Containment procedures: the forest that YOS 5036 instances are located at is to be blocked from entering. Any entity that attempts to enter the area must be terminated immediately. No fewer than 5 MTF Unit 6 guards are to enter the forest at any time. Any YOS 5036 instances that completely infected the MTF Unit 6 guards must be completely terminated. Any signs of a YOS 5036-1 instance outside the area must be sent out into it using a single catapult. Any entity that are under the effects of YOS 5036-1 must be incinerated to prevent the effects from proceeding. Every October 31st, individuals must be not within 3 meters of the area to prevent the YOS 5036-1 infection from spreading. Description: YOS 5036 are humanoid entities that measure 6.5 meters tall. They possess a pale white skin tone and wears a red tie black tuxedo with a pair of shoes. They lack most facial features except with a nose and mouth. The nature of YOS 5036 is currently classified, as it poses a considerable threat to all life forms. Once an instance has spotted a certain organism, it will start to attack it. Some life forms are unable to outrun YOS 5036 instances, as they easily outrun every life form. Once an organism is caught, they are killed immediately with possible blunt force. Surveillance cameras show an instance of YOS 5036 sending the victim's body to a certain location of the forest, and shows it mysteriously releasing green vines out of the body, and letting them go to let it spread throughout the entire body. After this process is complete, it will alter the body into a single pumpkin. These are known as YOS 5036-1. Drones show YOS 5036 sending the pumpkin to another specific location, and will leave it there for a certain amount of days. After a couple days the pumpkin carves itself into a face similar to a jack-o'-lantern. The pumpkin will periodically form instances of YOS 5036 continuously. YOS 5036-1 instances were spread to almost every area in the forest, and were sent to a cave that YOS 5036 specimens rest in, and sometimes appear outside the forest. YOS 5036 desires to hunt down prey during the night, and will wander around the forest until finding a specific target. During the day, they stay in the cave and do something inside the cave until sunset. Addendum 5036-1. There were missing reports of certain children, specifically Andrew, Louis, etc., and many parents and guardians were seen worried about the incident. Multiple Foundation staff members sent the parents to Site 02 to talk about it. A young Caucasian woman named was sent to Site 02 for answers. She seemed worried about her own kid apparently named Andrew, and she showed a video of her talking to him.
Okay Andrew, you will go trick-or-treating with your friend, but I will let you go by yourself, but remember to be safe, okay?
Yes, Mother, I will be cautious about this.
Okay, good luck.
After the conversation, she said he was gone for about 4 hours, and she was worried about it. She was sent out later on. It has later been confirmed that he was killed by YOS 5036. Addendum 5036-2. The forest was investigated by MTF Unit 6 to find the cause of the disappearances of children. And they searched for 3 minutes until finding a YOS 5036 specimen, which was quickly terminated after. For another 3 minutes, they found a single YOS 5036-1 specimen. It seemed to be forming a specimen of YOS 5036. It was destroyed. A single specimen of YOS 5036 was contained and sent to Area 31 for testing purposes. Incident 5036. After the retrieving of a YOS 5036 specimen, it was doing something the staff didn't know before. It was destroying the chamber and easily breached containment. It was unable to be stopped due to its immense speed and strength. It was eventually stunned by expert MTF Unit 66 members. Addendum 5036-3. Testing log YOS 5036. Tested. YOS 5036. Subjects. YOS 4052, YOS 6705, and YOS 2646. 3 anomalies are placed into YOS 5036's chamber. The specimen started to attack. YOS 4052 started lunging towards it but was immediately killed. 2 other life forms attempted to attack but didn't hit it, and their bodies were altered into YOS 5036-1 specimens.